Hi, I'm Brittany Bacher, the 2017 Armed Forces Insurance Military Spouse of the Year. Today on Homeownership Hero, we have a very special guest. We have the CEO of Military Housing Network, Lindsay Litton.
Thank you, Brittany.
I'm so glad you're here today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yes, we have a very important topic for you today, and this is really geared at our realtors. And the question for you is, how do you present a VA offer?
Yeah, this is a great question, and we actually see this a lot, especially in markets with a lot of competitive offers. So one market that I'll talk about specifically, for instance, is San Antonio. San Antonio is the 7th largest city in the U.S. It is a very popular city because it's still affordable. So we're seeing a lot of multiple offers on homes. One of the questions that we get all the time is, how do I get my VA offer accepted? Well, there's a couple things that you can do. Never ever, as a realtor, submit your offer and then just hope that the other realtor got it. Like, that is cardinal mistake number one. And it's actually one of my biggest pet peeves is that somebody just emails me an offer and then expects that I got it. So email the offer, call the other agent, and then go one more. Work with an awesome loan officer and loan professional that would then go the extra step to make you look like a rock star by calling the listing agent. So when I get a call as a listing agent from a loan officer to tell me that that client is pre-qualified, ready to go, and will close on time, that gives me the warm and fuzzy about accepting that offer. And there's one thing that we know about real estate, it's a very emotional transaction. So unlike some other transactions, there are a lot of emotions at play. So one of the other things that I like to offer as a tip is have your VA buyer write a letter to the seller talking about the emotional aspects that that family would experience in that home. Because a lot of times when a seller is looking at 5 to 6 different offers, it might be the one thing that distinguishes your offer over the others, and your offer might not be as competitive, but it is that emotional connection. And I've personally seen it like time and time again. That emotional connection with the seller wins 9 times out of 10.
You're right. I mean, as military families, we're moving into communities, and a lot of times, and even my own experience, it's been very hard to get our VA offer accepted. We've been discouraged by a realtor who doesn't want to utilize the VA loan, go through
that process. Find a new realtor.
Yeah, find a new realtor.
Find a new realtor.
But it's been really difficult, and so that's a great tip to make sure you personalize the offer. You really help, that family put the best foot forward, and to really get into the bottom line there, that this family is here temporarily, like 3 or 4 years, and they really have no control over anything else in their life being in the military other than where they're going to live and where they're going to raise their family. So that emotional connection is great.
Oh, it's huge. And like I said, we've seen sellers pick offers that aren't competitive based on the fact that that is a military family. And a lot of sellers want to give back to the military community. So that offer lets them know, like, hey, there's a face, there's a family behind this piece of paper.
Yes. So just switching gears a little bit, giving some advice to realtors and loan officers, just our industry together, what can they do? Like, let's say they don't come from a military background. Maybe they're not a veteran, they're not a military spouse realtor. What can they do to gain business, our military community business?
Well, don't demand it.
Yes.
Actually, get connected to the military community. There's a lot of local charities. Get involved with your local area if you have a military population to understand the people that you serve. Yes. I think it's really difficult when realtors and loan officers say, I'll work with anyone. Well, when you talk to anyone, you don't talk to anyone. So know your market, know what they're looking for, understand how you can provide value to them. The minute that you start providing value to them, you don't have to serve. You don't have to be a military spouse to be able to work with military, but give them value. And once you give them value, you'll notice they tend to be one of the most loyal demographics that you can work with.
They are, and we are. I mean, we're military spouses. We're very loyal, and we stick to that. And if you're not a veteran and you're not a military spouse in the industry, but you're a patriot and you just love our military community and you want to love on them and you say that you're military friendly, you have to show that you're military friendly. And so that means your bio, your website needs to have information and keywords in there about being military friendly or about wanting to serve and passionate about this specific market and community, so that we will find you and want to utilize you and then ultimately refer you into other areas. So really being more than just saying you're friendly.
Your actions speak louder than your words. So not only doing and giving back, also put that on your online profiles. Put it on your Zillow, Trulia, all the things that encompass
Yeah.
real estate, and talk to that audience on those platforms. Most people are deciding, 70% of the people work with the first person that they talk with.
Yes.
So I also encourage consumers to interview at least 3 realtors, interview at least 3 lenders, because you're working with someone to make the biggest financial decision that you and your family will ever make. Make sure that you're working with the A-team.
And for military families, this is an investment really in their future for them. So thank you for watching this week. We look forward to seeing you next week. I'm Brittany Bacher.
I'm Lindsay Litton.
See you then.
This is Mortgage News Network.